Look, man. Where? Oh, I see. Wow. My. Bowen, look over there. Wow, is that culture? Yes.
My goodness.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. Las Culturistas.
Ding dong, Las Culturistas calling. So basically, a burst of sunlight has come in pink corduroy.
Which is a fabric that must be hard to deal with as on a construction level.
Yeah, well, they say that on Project Runway.
They did, because I'm looking at what's before me. Impeccable.
No, this would walk the runway, and she could walk the runway in it, and they would say, and whoever is on the judging panel would
pockets.
be, I know exactly where she's going. It has pockets. I love when they say it has pockets as a way to be like,
well done.
And finally, this is a 10 out of 10.
Practical, functional.
Are they not right, though?
Absolutely.
You had pockets, you did something. And that's actually real culture number 9.
You had pockets, you did something. Hot cloth, any pocket.
Not only does our guest have pockets, our guest has, let's talk about the hardware, an Oscar, an Emmy, a SAG Award, multiple Golden Globe Awards. I mean,
a couple glass ones too. Because not all awards are gold or brass or metal. Some of them are glass.
That's real culture number 10. Not all awards are gold or brass or metal. Some of them are glass. And it must be a nightmare to sort of wade through our guest's foyer because there's so many awards to knock over.
And shoes.
And pink corduroy garments.
Pink corduroy garments. The mud room must be full of the stuff.
The fact is, this is a genuine pop culture icon lasting over the years. I was saying to Bowen, it feels like Hollywood is a neighborhood, and our guests would be able to greet anyone on the street and warmly, and like the mayor, but not the mayor because it's not a political thing. It's just kind of like, I'm here and you can come to me.
Yes.
Anyone has questions, I like, come to me.
Everybody good? She's the RA of the dorm of Hollywood.
But a cool RA that gets fired like I did. Famously.
She's a fucking legend.
I'm
man.
so beyond.
She's in we were just talking to her earlier before, just kind of a little amuse-bouche of a conversation.
Right. It's like the best bouche.
She's like at least 20 things to promote right now. So it's like,
Seriously.
but when you're you, like you don't, any time on the calendar is the right time to just talk about the stuff.
Yeah, exactly. There's always going to be a thing.
Palm Royale season 2 just finished. Executive producer on that. Jay Kelly. Is this thing on?
Directed
my
by
God.
the B. Coops.
Bradley Cooper loves a shaky camera that just kind of winds around you.
And
Pretty
finds
cool.
you.
And finds you.
I just watched A Star is Born again because I, by the way, famously saw it 5 times opening weekend. That's like sort of where I am on the Kinsey scale. What is that, like an 11 out of 6? If you see Star is Born 5 times opening weekend. The man has talents. The man has many gifts.
He eats shit in this movie.
I can't deal exactly with that. But you can.
You can.
In the cinema. And I'm sure on streaming at some point. Like everything.
We're thrilled to have her. Everyone in the room, at home,
Hold on to your butts, as it were.
Hold on to your butts. Everyone, welcome.
Laura Dern!
You guys.
Hi!
Thank you for the shout out of my pink corduroy.
It's really working.
I mean, I'll thank Gabriella Hurst, who designed this, but I will say, I think Reese should have worn this on the show.
You know, she came in just like a basic black.
How was she not in full pink corduroy?
Do you think maybe she felt it would be on the nose?
It would have been too on the nose.
Sure.
Which is why I can do it and then pay homage to her.
Exactly.
Through my pink corduroy.
Because really we're here to talk about Reese.
Well, you guys talked about me. She told me. She's like, Dern. Oh my God. I went on their show and we talked about you.
It's funny. So you have a Reese.
Right.
Reese has a Nicole.
Yes.
Does Nicole have a you?
I think that,
No. Wait, how does that go?
Yes.
So Nicole, what's the circle here?
Nicole does have a me.
She does have a
Yeah.
you. What do you think is a you impression?
I think it involves like using my arms and hands way too much when I'm talking. And now I'm just going to like stop.
Don't be self-conscious about it.
I feel like it's very, it's her doing, but I think it's very animated.
Yeah.
Because the gesticulation is, people keep it at the wrists, at the fingers. They just articulate this way. But you're going full elbow, shoulder.
I think if mimicked, it would be,
Yes.
you'd have to really. You have to give it your all.
It's like I always refer to myself as when I get excited as one of those balloons outside of a car wash. That's like, so it's not quite that.
I relate to that though.
Right.
But we actually were talking, and I was like, I remember watching White Lotus, and when this was, I think, the second season.
Oh, yeah.
When you had a voice performance as Imperioli's estranged wife. Yes. And I remember listening to it, and the way that, like, the anger built, I was like, you know what's so funny? Like, for someone that's such a sunny person, and clearly such a friendly person, and such a kind person, you do anger the best of anyone.
Aww,
do you?
I'm so touched.
I wanted to ask you about
what
that.
What the fuck do you mean by that?
And I'm a little scared. But I wanted to ask you about that. Like, do you, when you get a script that calls for anger, like, you really lock in? Like, is that an emotion you enjoy portraying?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm sure there are people in my life, like my own children, that would say I'm not always sunny, but I do like to look at life with glass half full, which, as we know, like, the glass is just like,
it gets there's not all liquid in there.
Yeah, no. But I think then, we become very blessed if we get to, like, work it all out through character.
Yes.
So I think I've been bottling it up, I guess, for years. And so my characters have given me room to explore all the things I obviously have been feeling.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I think what broke the seal was probably Enlightened, where it was like an unleashing of something that was meant to be, like, contained or something, right? It's like Amy's whole thing is like, oh no, I'm good now.
Yeah.
And then, like, clearly she will always be at the mercy of, like, a corporate structure or a wellness idea, like, and those things just bear down on you, and then you have no choice but to, like, lash out.
I know. We love her so much. Amy Jellicoe. I love her. Yeah. I mean, sadly, it's probably the character I could be forever if I chose. Like, and I think Mike White feels the same way. I think we both feel like we are Amy, but we meet Amy every day.
Of course.
And we're all Amy now. Yeah, and what's incredible about his writing, and I think our idea was based on, it was actually after the 2000 election, and we were noticing, like, pre the iPhone revolution,
right?
There was this moment where there's unrest and no one's in the streets. And we thought, a lot about what kind of person would it take. And I was talking to the head of HBO because we'd made the film Recount for HBO.
Oh, which I loved.
I love that movie.
Fantastic in that.
So crazy to play that character and person. And we were working on it, and I had said to Richard Plepler, who was at HBO at the time, what kind of individual does it take? I've got to play that person. And when I was talking to Mike about it, my summary of not even knowing who Amy was yet or in the writing of it, I said, what if I Love Lucy? What if Lucy became Norma Ray?
Wow.
I was like, that, I think, is who it would take. And that was sort of the birth of then this person who I think, is Amy. She's just a mess and thinks she's doing the right thing, but in all the wrong ways. And then, she gets a platform.
Breaking point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And the platform is,
give her a soapbox and, oh, honey.
What if I Love Lucy became Norma Ray?
Yeah, that's it.
And I mean, then the world would be a better place. I love that world. But
a lot
of
it's
people,
like
it's
Amy
too
Jellicoe,
much.
I think, would be way more like. I think the reason why she was popping so much when Enlightened first came out is because we were like, we've never seen this.
Exactly. And now we're all Amy.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think the world is so overwhelming to everyone.
Right.
That everyone has a little bit of Amy in them.
Yeah.
And we're the better for it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
I think. But I think that's my theory, and this is just me totally projecting that onto you, but I feel like that kind of, not that you ever asked for it, but it gave this permission for you in this new zone of your career to, like, just dial it up, dial it down. It goes into Renata, it goes into all of these different people. It goes into Marriage Story. That model is so beautifully set. I think you kind of just hollowed that out for everybody.
Well, that's beautiful to hear. I have to say, I think it's because suddenly women for the first time were in leadership positions. So suddenly the characters changed because the world had changed.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't going to play the leading divorce attorney or the head of some tech company in the early 90s when I started, because there were no women in those positions.
So we couldn't examine the way that they like were scrutinized or the way they behaved in those positions because they didn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think about the movie I did, Citizen Ruth, and I love that character, Ruth Stoops, in this Alexander Payne comedy about the abortion issue. And someone was like, oh, you know, there's this scene that's very anthemic where she gets to talk about her rights.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's funny about it, because that movie's hilarious to me, is it's not that she says what her rights are, it's that she doesn't even realize she has rights.
Yeah.
And so it's so janky and she's not sure. And at the end of this speech, I turned to the people next to me after I say, you know, I'm a woman and I have my right to choose, and and then I looked at Kurtwood Smith and all these protesters next to me, and I go, right? Like, you know, she, like, did I get that right? Am I allowed to say that? So, you know, growing up, the characters that I got to play who were exploring sexuality for the first time but didn't know if they were entitled to it, or it was all new.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I grew up as a woman into a world where the characters changed, and suddenly I was looking at, you know, the leaders in their industries, which gave me the ability to have rage or say what I needed, or, you know, be not only disarming but even cruel to a man in the room or whatever, depending on the character. And that was so fun because it was all new.
Yeah, I feel like it's like with Renata, she's so outsized, but she is so righteous. She believes all of it.
Because she's right, Matt.
It's like,
we agree.
It's truly like, I will never forget I said thank you.
Oh.
That was, I think, the moment where I was like, because I remember we were on this podcast, and because it was kind of a slow burn in the beginning, Big Little Lies. You remember?
Yeah.
Like, it was.
I guess so. Yeah, and I mean, now it's hard to look back on it without seeing it as like a phenomenon right off the bat. But
it took a few episodes, and I
Yes.
remember we were watching it, and I was like, you guys might want to check out Big Little Lies because there's something really cool happening. And when you screamed, I said thank you, that was for me when I realized, like, this tone is really something new.
Yeah.
Because it was a comedy when you and Reese were on screen, and a drama when Nicole was on screen, but then there were moments that were like really almost brutal when those tones collided, and I felt like that was a perfect example, and I was like, we're seeing something super fresh here.
Yeah.
And like,
and that speaks to Jean-Marc Vallée, the director, who is such an incredible filmmaker.
Amazing.
And Reese and I made the film Wild with him, and then kind of Big Little Lies was right after that. And so it was just beautiful to have that kind of trust, you know, found family in our work and life is the greatest thing that ever happened to any of us. Mm-hmm. And so I just would go wherever he said. And we'd done something so pure, and the character I had played only came from kindness, being Cheryl Strayed's mother in that film. And so he was just like, you know, we're going everywhere now. Like, this woman takes no prisoners. She just goes. Yeah. And everything was improvisational, and the camera was handheld.
I was wondered about that.
Yeah, we were just trying stuff, and he was so inventive. But it created, again, room for, I think, the comedy of it, but also the rage and the violence and horror of what was happening at times to these women, particularly Nicole's character.
Yeah, it held so much. And your tribute today to Reese's character, to Cheryl and Weil, is that you brought a huge backpack, and it's over on the side.
Yeah. She hiked here.
Actually, we're all going on the PCT.
We're all going on the
we are.
Yes.
We've been
they
waiting
have
for an
mics set
excuse.
up.
We've been waiting for an
It's
excuse
only
to get
1,800
physical.
miles.
1,800. What? That's like 90 marathons?
You would do it. You put your hands in the dino poop. You would do it. I feel like whatever it is, you would do it.
Guys,
Like,
I'm a professional paleontologist. I can do anything.
I mean, are there things about your career that you like not misremember, but that when you remember, when the memory of it comes up, it is totally surprising to you, even though it like happened to you, you've registered it, but it's like there's such an expansive breadth there that you're like, oh my God, when I did Citizen Ruth, like this is a totally different reality in the world, in my life, in me as Laura Dern. Like, I mean, like, what is that? How does that square with you? Like, you looking back, and I know actors don't really do this. They don't look back on their career and go, wow, I can't believe this. But as we're having a conversation with you about your career, like, do you think that memory gets a little refracted in a way?
I think it has to. And I think as long as we are willing to be present, truly present, in invention, in bravery, in honesty, then we never have to catch up because we get to just be there. And I'm going to say something about you. Because humility, as a deep part of someone's nature, you have it or you don't. And I had the pleasure of being in the room when you received an award at the Academy Museum.
Oh, you were
and you were incredible because you weren't in the experience of what was happening to you. You weren't in the experience of your success or this new moment. You were in the experience of being grateful for the opportunities you've been given, for your friends being in celebration of you having had the opportunity to do what you love, not in your achievements. And it was so beautiful to just hear your gratitude. You were tender and emotional as you shared it. Like you were just deeply grateful. You can't fake it. You can't. Nobody can write a speech for you to sound humble. But you were purely in the moment. So even in 20 years, when someone says, "Wow, is that a big moment in your career?" When people were, I know from your generosity in that moment, you'll be like, God, yeah, if I had realized what a big moment it was, maybe I would have been more nervous or more, but it wouldn't change you because your nature is in being so grateful. And that was so beautiful to see in a room filled with, artists and film industry and all that stuff.
Well, I'm shuddering at the because it's just like, oh my gosh, like you were there, and it was just, if I think about that list of people, I'm like, oh, that's incredibly overwhelming. But thank you for saying that.
Well, it's really beautiful. It really moved me, and I think if I in my career had someone saying, oh, by the way, the movie you're doing right now is going to be iconic. You can't
do it.
You can't.
And you've been like, and it's been true for you in like niche iconic and also the most mainstream iconic.
Yeah.
And I remember like, it's like everyone talks about like, the word wonder is defined by Laura Dern discovering the Brachiosaurus. Did I get that dinosaur right?
Yes,
was it a Brachiosaurus?
That was excellent, by the way.
Paleontologist
yes.
down. But like, it is true. It's like, if Steven Spielberg says to you like, now remember, this is going to be what people remember about the movie.
It's impossible.
You're going to define the word wonder.
You better make sure that you really define the word wonder right now with your performance, Laura Dern, because this is history forever, for millennia. But it is fascinating to think about that. It's like, it's being committed to celluloid there in what? 3-4 takes, 5-6.
Yeah,
and then
it's
like
forever. 3
Who
at
the hell
most
knows?
or something.
Do you move quickly on a movie that's that big?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you do until a dinosaur breaks down.
So I guess that like my brain did not compute that so many of those dinosaurs were actually practical.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
I mean,
Sick.
Insane. Especially a massive part of the T-Rex, which was the only ornery actor we worked with. Like he would break here and there.
Similar to Bruce the Shark.
Yeah,
from Jaws.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These guys and their egos. But it was amazing. I mean, sadly, the Brachiosaurus was an X on a piece of paper stuck up in the tree.
There.
She was not there with us. But the raptors were there. And scary.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh my God, to act with something that's not there. First of all, an incredible animatronic, thanks to the genius of Stan Winston, was right there.
Yeah.
And I'm alone.
Yep.
And the lights go on, and this thing comes out at me. And there are puppeteers who are making it scary. I was so scared.
Of course,
Yeah.
your body doesn't know the difference.
Yes.
Right. But those brachiosauri, they were humble by nature.
Whoa.
No, brachiosauri. No.
Because you know it's not brachiosauruses. You just sound like a crazy person. But it's
It
brachiosauri.
might be sauruses.
I think
way.
it's
I
brachiosauri.
go with the, I mean, that was
Fungus,
incredible.
fungi,
but I
brachiosaurus.
don't know.
I'm going
that
out on
I
a
would have
limb.
been able to say that. I don't think I would have been that smart.
You're a woman of letters. You
are a
know.
paleontologist.
You
that
would
you
have
just
known.
are.
But yes, sorry we interrupted. We were so moved by your brachiosauri.
I even meant to say those raptors, they are humble by nature. You think humility is by nature? You don't think there's you either are humble or you're not? Like you don't think there's like some spectrum there?
I think life can teach you humility.
Yes.
For sure. It can bring us to our
Absolutely.
knees without question. But as we know,
Yes.
and I mean, I think we can see faces in our heads right now. There are some people that no matter what happens, they will never know humility.
Of
No.
course.
It's
And
what
that's
it
just
is.
unfortunate. And usually it's the people who continue to be placed in positions of power or accolades or deep success.
Yes. We're talking about Jeff Goldblum. We're talking about
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I
we love
have
him.
not received a culture award, but Jeff Goldblum's chest.
Well, just you wait. Can I say the culture award was the fact that he.
We're so sorry. First of all, we're so sorry.
Yes, I'm owed an apology.
No,
By the way,
don't worry.
I've never had so much fun in my entire life than watching the entire award show with my daughter.
Oh my gosh.
We had so much fun. It's a masterpiece.
Oh,
It made me so
Jesus.
happy. And yes, Jeff's chest should have won.
Listen, the fact that he came out and was the first award, I was like, now people know they don't know what to expect.
You know?
And the fact that he showed up and was down to do that just shows that he's the coolest.
That was amazing.
But I would imagine he was even the coolest back then. Like that's a cool group of people together.
And he's humble, although I just wonder for any man in ego if he was like, how come they only designated it in Jurassic Park? Like the fly
Of
wasn't
course.
It's,
enough.
it's encouragement to see more.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Designated from one film.
In the Wicked
I like
prequel,
it.
in the Wicked prequel, I want it to be all about. We saw in the movie Wicked that he was a big slut. Back
was.
in the day, he was sleeping
I know,
with
there
Elphaba's
could be
mom.
at least 2 buttons.
What I'm saying is, I want to see.
snap off in
Right.
a song,
I want to see it.
Oh,
right? Just go into a song and
Sexy Wizard pre the Wizard.
Free the Wizard.
Sexy Wizard. Just you had me there.
Sexy Wizard was what we got, but now we're gonna get the origin story, as it were.
Ooh.
The first 2 buttons popping.
Oh yeah.
There you
yeah.
go.
So when do you do roller coasters? Are you a theme park person? Because Jurassic Park, you must be treated like a senator when you go there.
I went once.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
First of all, it was terrifying.
Well,
Okay.
yes.
The
Terrifying.
Velocicoaster or the
No, I went to just the Jurassic Park
I'm so
ride
sorry.
The ride,
at
of course.
Universal.
the boat ride.
The
yes.
boat.
The boat ride.
Yeah.
But the drop is terrifying.
terrifying.
It's one of the largest drops.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I was so scared. And I was like, when my kids were little and we were going to go and they had friends, I think it was a birthday party for one of the kids. And
Yeah.
I didn't want to say I couldn't go, which is like, so let me like, guys, I can't go on the ride. It's
Yeah.
literally my ride.
You're gonna be like,
Children,
you know, this is great. Because,
Yeah.
So what happened was, can you stop the ride? I want to expound. So this was a great day.
But I, was like just hanging out with my baseball cap. We did the ride. All was good. And walked through the gift shop, which you have to go through to get out.
Sure do.
And it's like me with the Triceratops scene is playing and all these dolls that I didn't know existed.
Of you?
That look like me. And it was a little awkward. But
You
we
both
moved
have
through it.
dolls. You're a doll. You're a Lego.
I have
You
a
are
minifig.
you're a doll.
Oh, thank you, Laura. And so you're a doll and a peach
Thank
and
you.
more.
But Bowen is talking about the Velocicoaster. So if you ever do get down to Orlando, Florida, the Velocicoaster is
have
the
not done
Jurassic Park ride they have in Islands of Adventure, and BD Wong does the pre-show.
Excellent work.
It's great pre-show work.
I can't.
And
oh my
and
God, I'm so
it's
excited.
It's a full immersive experience, and it's a full-on roller coaster that launches through a raptor enclosure. Pretty cool stuff down in Orlando,
Whoa.
Florida.
Great stuff.
I
Great
can't
stuff.
wait. I'm going.
If
gotta
you
go.
have any interest in pre-show stuff for the Is This Thing On ride, I think you would do
Yes.
great work in that.
Thank you. I mean, I'll sit and watch.
Yeah.
With Peyton Manning next to you.
Yeah, with Peyton Manning. I know
Did you
someone
ever
was
think
asking.
you would have the on-screen romance with Peyton Manning?
I mean, I think now that you think about it, like in hindsight, it's obvious, right?
It is a thing of like,
It's a
I was
match
like,
made in heaven.
it's
Match made in
easier to
heaven.
ask who you haven't worked with than who you have, because now even Peyton Manning is on the list.
Is on the list.
So I guess the
My
question for you,
scene
like
partner.
with that reflection, it's like, is there one person you haven't worked with that you're dying to work with?
Can you imagine if I said someone I have worked
Of
with?
course.
Well,
I mean, at this, you wouldn't
And
be
they're like,
blamed.
oh my God.
But this is a podcast for manifestation, by the way. Many
Ooh.
things happen as a result of things being said
Do they
on
have
this
to be
show.
living?
No.
Okay.
Let's exude
I
it.
It just would
Right?
be hard. It would be harder to manifest that, but choose your own adventure here.
Listen.
You always have.
I'd like to be with the Beatles.
You'd be great. There's 4 movies coming out
Wow,
about
Yeah.
guys. I mean, that's hard. I did work with De Niro
Oh,
in a
hell yeah.
scene, but I haven't
them. Gotten into it. With
really
De Niro.
gotten into it. That would be a great pleasure. I honestly think about filmmakers first, because when I was 6, my mom, Diane Ladd, was in the film Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore for Martin Scorsese, and I was on set. I was that summer with her on the movie, and I was an extra on the movie, and he was the person who turned to my mother, which, believe me, I heard, because they had to do 19 takes, and I had to eat 19 ice cream cones in the background of
Tough
this
work.
amazing scene.
Yeah.
And it's tough, and it gets tough, actually.
Yeah, actually, no, for real.
Yeah, the 14th ice cream. And he was like, whoa, your daughter just ate 19 ice creams and didn't throw up? He goes, she's going to be an actor.
She's method.
And I was 6, so all I knew was this man I'd been around all summer, and they were doing this thing that I fell in love with. And I actually didn't understand acting. What I fell in love with was this man is figuring out how to film it.
Yeah.
And these actresses are creating their characters, and together they're like feeding off of each other and like, tell that story about that one time you said your friend, and they start building it, improvising, weaving lines from the scene into other stories, and getting to the truth of a moment.
Yeah.
And they were in there, and he let me be. I was looking through a doorway. They're in a toilet stall in the back of Mel's Diner, and I was watching them just play together, and I thought, "Ooh, I want to do that, where you're with your friends, telling stories together." And so I fell so in love with that. So I would say the person I probably would want to the most would be Scorsese,
Wow.
just to do a full
Close that
circle.
loop.
Yeah.
That does feel like a perfect one-to-one. too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be
because-
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, your memory on this is so clear and obviously formative, but it just so then I guess to like this answers the question that I had earlier, which is like how firmly grounded are you in those memories? And it seems like you are 10 toes down all the way through. And is that the year that you went to the Oscars with your mother?
Yeah.
Like 7 years old.
Yeah.
Because she was nominated. And then I think the other story is that like then you would go back with her and your grandmother for Rambling Rose.
Yeah.
Like
that's right.
this kind of like I love this thing about like you sort of, as it were, like growing up in this industry as your neighborhood, because you get to see the process, you get to see the celebration of it, and then you also get to transcend that and just know that like this is a nice part of it. It is more about the work than anything else,
Yeah.
and not even about like the going to the thing, although that's nice and fun.
Yes. I have to say, I mean, I just feel so lucky that I had that childhood experience at the time I did, because the neighborhood would be the true description of it. First of all, actors weren't making money. Movie stars were making
Right.
not that much money. It was a craft, and everyone made a little to go work in independent film, certainly in the 70s into the 80s, and then became the blockbuster, and the industry changed. But watching my parents work, you would make a movie, and I grew up in what felt like a small town.
Yeah.
And I would go to my parents' friends' homes that were incredibly well regarded and famous, and they would be in their duplex or their small house, or but it wasn't like fancy luxury.
Glamour was not the word.
No. And paparazzi, like there was you went to one event, which was the premiere of your movie, where there were photographers. You did the Tonight Show, and maybe you were on the cover of American Film Magazine.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, in independent film, suddenly there was Interview, and you do Interview. But that's kind of it.
Yeah. It wasn't the industry within
at
an
all,
industry.
At all.
Yeah.
And then there was the Oscars.
Yeah.
And eventually the Golden Globes. But there were only a couple of award shows.
Yeah.
So, and there was no social media. There was no, and I think for actors, the whole idea of the craft of method acting, and at that time, this group of actors, many of whom came up together at the Actors Studio, was about invisibility. It was about kind of going deep into this character and being unrecognizable.
Yeah.
And now it's complicated.
Now you got to come on here.
And now I've got to come on this show.
Yeah, but it is a real thing.
No, you're right.
To say to you, because that's how I was raised. Like, I didn't see you
Which was
when
so
I was on the
kind
set
of
of
you
Palm
to
Royale.
say.
But it wasn't you. It wasn't your energy. You were, even when we were saying hi between takes and stuff, you were in the character, and it was so beautiful. And he's gorgeous and amazing and so funny and such a great friend to her. Like it's this full being.
Thanks.
But it wasn't Matt. Like, that's great acting, and you just were in that moment, which is so beautiful to watch and so fun. You want to lose yourself in it,
fun. Rewards programs are a lot like pop culture. They can be hard to keep up with.
But with Venmo's new rewards program, Venmo Stash,
Rewards are so easy because the more you do, the more you get. And you choose the bundle of brands you get cash back at.
it's giving Fiscal Queen, it's giving Star, it's giving up to 5% cash back at your favorite brands.
Just pick a bundle of your go-to spots to shop with your Venmo debit card and earn cash back at them.
Do more, get more with Venmo Stash.
The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. Venmo Stash bundle terms and exclusions apply. Max $100 cash back per month. See terms at venmo.me/stash terms. It actually, the reason I say it's the most fun job I've ever had is because we were telling Kristen, it's rare, I think, to go into hair and makeup and come out and don't see yourself.
Yeah.
And then you go out on the set and it's on the lot. It's this idea. I know we just talked about how back in the day there was the glamour wasn't the word, but to me there was like this really fun element of glamour in terms of like you really are someone else. You walk out on the lot, the tram goes by, and you're like, wow, this can still happen. And I think a lot of us that are starting our careers like are feeling a little pessimistic about whether or not that can happen again. And I would say, like, you being such a leader in the industry, like, what are your reflections right now? And like, what are your thoughts about, where we're at?
I think that if the people with the money either have integrity, which would be awesome, and there are always a few who do.
That's true.
And who are kind people and who care about art and culture and understand that, like, if a country loses its culture, it loses the country. So, like...
And its soul.
Exactly. So, so I am a believer in that. But I think that even if they don't know art, that they want to give the money to people to tell their stories and understand that stories are important, then we're in really good shape. And we have to keep telling the stories. But I remember Billy Wilder won the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Writers Guild. And guys, Sunset Boulevard, The Apartment, Some Like It Hot.
I know.
A master that has given us like the great gifts of our life in film. And everybody was waiting for this, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't know the exact words, but this was the idea. Everybody was waiting for his grand, 5-minute speech to teach us about cinema and how to keep it alive.
Yeah.
And he got up and he said, you own a pool, they own you.
Whoa.
And he got off.
Whoa.
And that is that should be the answer to the question, which is like when you need a lot of stuff or to pay for the stuff you got that's just going to cause you a lot of stress.
Oh.
You then got to do the thing. You got to pay the piper.
100%.
And so that's the challenge, is how do we hold space to do what we love, to tell the stories that matter. And I think the way we're going to get to do those, as fewer people are able to go to the movies at $38 a ticket, or take their whole family to see something they love. For smaller independent films, certainly it's like, you're going to have to make those movies for a much smaller budget than I think in the last 5 years people have had the privilege of having.
Yeah.
This is completely edifying. And this thing you're talking about with Billy Wilder, you've talked about how like people in your parents' generation are just desperate to find work, book a couple of jobs a year so they can still qualify for their fucking health insurance. It's about like material stuff.
Yeah.
That can like keep like a home above, like a roof above people's heads, get them like the healthcare thing. It's just these basic necessities that are being like slowly taken away from all of us at various levels of the business. And like this is exactly right, like what you're saying. Like if the people with the money can redistribute that in a way that helps it in the most basic way, then that changes everything.
George Clooney is an amazing person and has spoken a lot about this, the question of sort of when you're number one on the call sheet, right? How does that money get redistributed? Because anyone on that set should be paid and have their health care insurance paid and have money to do a line in a movie, money to be there for the day. And please God, may we keep background players and extras, because
truly
so many actors get their healthcare insurance. For people who don't know, they get coverage by booking even to be a background extra, even though they're a incredible actor or actress who've worked their career. That 1 day or 2 days on that movie gives them healthcare coverage for a year. And guys, the crazy thing is we're talking about the actors who we all know and have loved in films or our favorite star of a TV show for 20 years, who's now 80, whose health is declining, and there's no retirement plan. Unlike a lot of unions, including if I were a secretary at Omaha Steaks and retired and would have health care coverage for the rest of my life, actors don't have that luxury, which is nuts. And our union should be changing that.
100%.
This is crazy. So even with my parents and all of their friends, the people who raised us on movies and television, they have to worry about not being able to go to the dentist, or if they go to the hospital, there's not going to be coverage for those bills. Is terrifying.
Mess.
It's a mess. So yes, redistributing, figuring out a way to keep the work going, figuring out a way to keep theaters vibrant and streaming alive, which gives a lot of work to a lot of people. There's a way to do all of it.
I'm all for the popcorn buckets.
Do the popcorn buckets.
The popcorn bucket.
It's the best. One of the best parts. Like, I'll do the theme popcorn. I like that Dune popcorn bucket.
Love it.
It's multi-purpose.
Love it.
Anyways, but like, I was actually. It was funny. I was just having a conversation outside, and we were talking about a movie theater that we had in common growing up, and my instinct was to ask, "What's it look like?" Because these movie theaters from when we were younger, I recently went back. We went to go. I think I saw Wicked for Good 4 times. But we went to go see it at my local movie theater with my parents, and I was like, oh no, it's in such bad shape.
I know,
because it's like it. And I do think that is something to think about too. It's like people barely want to leave their houses. They're not going to leave their houses to go somewhere that's like uncomfortable and quite frankly unsanitary.
Yeah.
So that's a part of the ecosystem of this too. It's like it's one system.
It's one system.
Yeah.
And we can get really clever.
Yeah.
Conversation for a time soon if you guys are up for it, which is like, how can we do that? How can we get the energy back in supporting local movie theaters?
Yeah.
You know, every town should get to have one art house cinema.
Agreed.
I mean, my God.
Some of my best memories are going by myself down to like Angelica. You know what I mean? And I'll just go 3 in a row. I pay for each one. I don't hop. But like, you know what I mean? Like I saw like Red Rocket a couple years ago in the theater by myself, and I was like, thank God we have someplace to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, you guys are this extraordinary space for all of us, but also youth culture to kind of find their voice and their art and what they want to do in their lives. Like it's massive. And if you're in Chicago, New York, LA, San Francisco, you have an Angelica, you have a Metrograph, but what if you're not in those cities growing up and you're not introduced to so much culture that, yes, one positive in social media, you can find like-minded people, but also places and spaces that maybe aren't your brilliant, weird brain.
Yes.
And how do we find the brilliant, weird brains?
Of course.
Well,
Of course.
speaking of brilliant, weird brains, we'd love to find out more about how yours developed. And we'll find out more by asking this question, the central question of our podcast. And we've been floating around it, I think, in terms of where it might have happened for you. But Laura Dern, what was the culture that made you say culture was for you?
It's a long answer.
You know what? Good.
Okay, so in the moment of what the world was telling me, my culture was, right?
Right.
To be 12 and disco is on fire and everybody's got the same posters in their room. And so it's telling me what I'm supposed to be.
Right.
I had the luxury of being cast in a movie, maybe no one here has heard of it, called Ladies and Gentlemen, The Fabulous Stains. And at 12 years old, I went to make a punk rock movie, and my co-stars were 2 members of the Sex Pistols, a member of The Clash, Fee Waybill and Vince Welnick from the Tubes. And I went and did this music movie where I had my 13th birthday on that movie. And I was dressed, my hair was like long blonde hair down to here. It was like shaved. I had a mohawk. It was jet black with a white stripe.
You were living it.
And I was in it. And I suddenly was this like punk kid for this character. And I was like, oh my God, they have holes in their shirts and they're taking safety pins to just like keep it together, and like giant motorcycle boots and mini skirts, and there's tears and their fishnets, and what's happening? And I started listening to punk music and learning also just like female lead singers in bands, which was a whole new thing. And I think for me, the culture became, oh, wait, you can spend your life defining culture based on being like exposed to 10 years ahead of where everybody else is.
Whoa.
And it kept happening. Like that was me at 13, and I went back to 8th grade with that hair, embarrassed.
They were like, what happened to you?
And they were like, you know, talking about the new Police record. And I was like, oh my God, I love that record. And I remember this one girl was like, we were just saying we hate that record. I was like, oh, no, I meant I liked the last record, but that one sucked so bad. You know, just like you're trying to like keep up with everybody else. And it was this defining moment of, oh no, I get to have my own culture.
Yes.
100%.
And it's this other stuff I was exposed to. Nobody even knows about it, but it's my culture. And yeah, I'm going to have like, you know, my poster is going to be Barbara Stanwyck and John Savage from Hair. And people don't know who those people on my wall are. And that's okay because they're my people. And then at 17, I was cast in Blue Velvet.
Yep, you sure were.
And I went, oh my God, David Lynch is my culture.
And it would take decades for people to like really catch up.
Right.
So the good news is my culture was defined by not needing to be part of the culture that was happening right now.
I have chills. I mean, that's an amazing answer.
Cool.
Must have been very difficult to have the noise, and not that it's noise, but just to have the weather of the culture run kind of like run upwind to you, or just you're kind of against that for a while, and you have to, that requires the stability for you and your identity and the culture that you loved.
One, I think being an actor, starting acting at 11, so I was always put sort of into cultures through this group of people, this circus, right, that was making the movie.
Yeah, totally.
You're in the culture of Wicked, and it's your world, and we're not going to catch up for a couple of years when you started, right? So, and now it's ours. We own it.
Right.
And you're like, okay, that's all we lived and breathed for this period of time.
Sure.
And now it is pop culture. It's redefined culture. So you have to surrender to that. You're always in another world and other people. But I love that. The bad news, segue, is you don't know what's happening in pop culture.
Right.
Which, as long as you're not embarrassed, you're good. But then you have kids and you embarrass them.
No.
Now I know that's not true.
We're looking over at Jaya. You
So-
have no reason to ever be embarrassed. I'm sure there are things that we have no idea about. Don't even.
But like you're in public spaces trying to like be in a moment that excites you, and you don't know who people are, or you don't know what's happening. Usually when it comes to film, I'm pretty current. I'm such a music fan, so I kind of know what's going on in music. But I have a story for you, which is I went into a hotel lobby to meet my friend Sam for a tea.
Come on now.
And he was talking to this lady, and they were deep in conversation. And I walked up, and I wanted to make sure like he wasn't finishing a meeting or another thing. So I would go sit somewhere else. And we're at the Bowery, and this
where it all happens.
and they sort of invite me into their conversation, and I'm introduced, and I say, oh God, if you guys need to finish. No. She says, no worry, I know you guys are meeting. Like, I just arrived. I'm going to check in. And I said, oh, you're staying here. And he said, yeah, we just ran into each other, but we're friends. And I said, oh, where'd you come in from? And she had her suitcase, and she said, oh, Salt Lake. And I said, oh, cool. And I said, how did you guys meet? And she said, oh my God, Sam was so nice to me. I wrote a book, and he just was so supportive. And I said, that's amazing. He's such an amazing writer. He's such a champion of his friends.
Sam Lansky.
Are you talking about Sam Lansky?
He's so great. And so I said, that's so sweet. And she said, yeah, he was really sweet. Like, your first book, you don't know what you're doing. And I said, oh, yeah, Sam, you're amazing. She goes, anyway, great to meet you, starts to take. And I said, so, but you don't live in New York? And she said, no. I live in Salt Lake. And I said, oh, what do you do there? And she said, oh, I'm this housewife in Salt Lake.
I'm a multi-hyphenate.
And I said, girl, don't put yourself down. You just told me you wrote a book. You're so much more than a housewife. And she said, no, I'm a real housewife in Salt Lake. I said, you just said that. But you also said you wrote a book.
It wasn't clocking to you.
Like Who's on
You're a
First.
housewife. You're a novelist. You do many things.
Yeah.
And Sam had to go, Laura, she's a real housewife of Salt Lake
City.
It
was that woman was Heather Gay.
Yes, it was.
Who sat in that very chair.
And guess what? I don't know anything about pop culture.
That's fine.
Okay.
And I had to call Jai. I was like, this woman, but I guess because I kept defending, like, it's great. I mean, by the way, if you're just a housewife, being a housewife is amazing.
But she
you're
probably
a mother,
was saying
you
like,
cook.
oh, she met Laura Dern, and she was like, oh, I'm a housewife from Salt Lake City.
Yeah, and
meanwhile,
she was
actually saying her job title.
She was shrinking herself in a way.
Yes.
But you were like trying to meet her at her level, but it was a who's on first thing of like, no, we're not totally
And by the way, it literally took her leaving for Sam to describe to me yet again what it meant. And then I had to call Jaya and say, I was with Heather and I didn't know anything. And she's like, oh my God, Mom, that's like the best one.
Yeah, she's the real housewife of Salt Lake City. Her title of this podcast, her episode was The Protagonist. Because she is that. Also, I'm going to tell you how gay is right now. We've both dated Sam.
Oh, you and I?
Yeah.
I went on a couple.
What makes you think I haven't dated Sam?
Oh my God!
Now it's really a queer
It's
community.
a queer community.
Now you're really icon. Start that Indie Spirits song back up.
You dated Sam 10 years before we did.
Yes.
That's what it is.
And lovely person. Lovely person.
He's the most wonderful.
Lovely person.
Yeah.
And such a true champion of people.
I know. It's
Even
truly
this
great.
housewife who became a novelist.
I've just hosted Today's Show a couple weeks ago, and Kieran and Shipka was there.
Yes.
That's one of his closest
That's
friends.
right. They're buds. They're
Yeah,
buds.
he's like he's
Oh
truly a
my
fixture.
God.
This
You
is
guys.
so funny because I really want to go back to this idea of like embarrassment and shame around the culture that you knew and that you're like you don't like. There's no embarrassment in not knowing who that person is. It's like the girl being like, we were just talking about the police record, and it's like the one we don't like. It's like, yes, there's always gonna be like a misalignment or something, you know, unless you are part of the beautiful collective that is like on the same track with something. Like I kind of like that I'm discovering a lot of films myself very late.
Yes.
Well, by the way, it's the essence of this show. It's why I was so excited to be here and why Jaya was saying to me, I know these are your people. I know this is your world, because it isn't defining culture. It's asking what is your culture.
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously making fun and having fun and being in the bliss of like, it keeps being redefined. Like, what's important to us? What's hilarious to us? It's that's so freeing.
Yeah, but I will say this. You walking into the Bowery and that interaction with Heather Gay, that's the Culture Awards. That's Las Culturistas Culture Awards. That's the tone. That is exactly that is what we need.
Yes.
Could be the award. I
You
was
guys
like,
present together.
Can I be like tallest woman, tiniest impact? I'm like, what is my
Tallest
award?
woman, tiniest impact is
Because your impact would be described as
so
tiny,
deeply
Laura.
funny.
But I was like,
Oh my
what could
God.
my award be?
We will
This
have
is
a-
like the
we are
minute
gonna
that
figure it out.
chest got an award, I was like, I'm hungry. People
I
are like,
know.
once you get an Oscar, do you want another Oscar? I'm like, I want a Las Culturistas.
Laura Dern, there's a bespoke category and award
Coming
on the
your
horizon,
way.
coming your way.
Guys, I got the song like that. Like, to get a song.
You got a song.
Come on.
That
was only because he just referenced
Well, no,
it.
the song-
No, 100%. But that was like a moment in culture too, which was like, I feel
Synchronicity.
like there was this moment where every single person that's in the queer community was like, wait, you know what we all have in common? We fucking love Laura Dern. And that had to be a thing to receive for you, but it's also like you as the human being experiencing it and not the topic
Right.
is like a different
Yeah,
thing.
it's amazing.
So when they all of a sudden, a community turns to you and said, hey, like, what did that kind of feel like?
Okay. That was insane.
Surreal.
It was insane. I didn't understand what was happening. So I knew in the moment I had to surrender and just start enjoying it and dancing, even though I had no clue why it was happening. But back to cultural shifts, obviously, we're only going to affect change if we're the first ones. We're only going to affect change if it's your voices before other people have caught up to feeling brave enough to say it. So we've all been taught that. The idea of culture catching up to storytelling for the LGBTQ community had to be a thing when someone would go first.
Yeah.
So my experience and me calling people going, guess what I'm doing? I'm not supposed to talk about it, but I'm doing this thing. I'm doing an episode of TV, and they're like, whoa, you just starred in Jurassic Park. Like, why are you doing an episode? And I said, no, my friend is doing something. I want to be part of it, and I can't really say what it is. And I had the honor and privilege of being part of Ellen DeGeneres' coming out episode called The Puppy Episode.
Yes.
And it was a massive moment.
thing.
But the moment now reflected on seems like, well, of course, obvious, duh. A million people must have done it before that. And people must have been going crazy and celebrating. And it must have been such an emotional moment. Bomb threats, losing sponsors and advertisers, and like a crazy week during the filming.
Because that was what you were doing at the time was out of step with what
out of step.
Yeah.
And then when it happened, same for Oprah Winfrey, who plays her therapist on the episode.
Yeah.
In a way, the assumption is you're going to do this thing and thank God people will wake up, love their relatives and their neighbors, see them. Everything will expand. Culture will catch up. And it will be a beautiful celebration was like major security for a couple of years for any of us involved. The world went, no.
Yeah.
She lost her show. Like it was,
There were
took
repercussions
years.
that were wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah. Wrong.
And yet, now, a moment like that happens. And for the people involved in this celebration, I had a couple of people, part of the Gay Men's Choir of Los Angeles, come up and go, like, I was a kid who didn't even know what was going on. I saw that episode and that meant, and you go, oh, right. That's why you want culture to catch up later. That is culture. Culture's doing it when nobody's caught up.
Yeah.
It's just such a gift.
Wow.
So that actually was I think the aha moment of honoring a community, being part of it.
Yeah.
And also, let me just say, being part of that moment with Ellen, it wasn't that I was somebody like supporting an actor or a friend by being part of the show. Makes me emotional, but I was holding her hands as they were shaking, you know, and she was looking in my eyes, saying for the first time, I'm gay, out loud with people watching, and the privilege, the luxury of feeling it for someone in a moment was so beautiful.
Literally holding space.
It was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. And so, watching someone do that for themselves and for their community and for their lives, it was like amazing.
That can't help but be the focal point for when you do watch this chorus of men sing your name. It's funny and it's frivolous and it's beautiful. It's celebratory. And people are saying how much they love you, but you're like, you immediately are flashing back to the hands in the hands in your hands.
Yeah.
That's wow.
Yeah.
Can I ask, but among the people involved, what was it like sitting with that energy for the longest time between you and Oprah and Al? It's like the aftermath of that must have been so disorienting.
Crazy.
That's
all.
all.
And crazy on so many levels.
Yeah,
crazy that I know Oprah. Crazy
Right.
that, you know what I mean? Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's the first thing.
Yeah, that I had bonding experiences and she did her an anniversary show, her talk show, and had us come on and we talked about it for the first time.
Yes.
Deeply talked about it and hung out that night and I think we were all together till honestly to 3 a.m, sharing the stories of the gratitude we experienced, of the personal stories shared. But I've just been so lucky to be someone that people will share their personal stories or their family stories or their struggles with me only by being adjacent to this brave moment in someone's life.
Well, they intuit correctly that you were a safe space for someone that needed it. And so now that's part of your essence. And that is a beautiful thing to have be part of your essence.
It's incredible to even think that anyone would believe that of me. So
Right.
I will hopefully always rise to the occasion to hold space for anybody.
Yeah.
But that's the dream anyway, for sure.
I love that.
Thank you for sharing
can't
that.
believe
Thank you for
that was
sharing
the
that.
hotel lobby story, by the way, too. That's just...
And by the way, my daughter was right. She was like, don't tell that on a talk show. Don't tell it. You've got
Tell
to.
that on
I
Las
am
Culturistas.
getting you on Las Culturistas. I am calling your publicist. You have a story for
You
that.
know what that means, Jaya? That means that you are, in the fandom, a publicist.
You are a publicist.
And is that how
Yeah.
you identify? Reader Katie, publicist, finalist? You are a finalist, but
Yeah.
Yes, for
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
you're a publicist in this realm.
Yeah.
Publicist, but I'm with her and in public.
Yeah, okay, good.
Publicist with her and in public. Absolutely. Absolutely.
100%.
Thank you for sharing that. Wow.
That is so, just yeah. I just feel like it's not surprising to me at all to like, you really do enter rooms and it feels like everyone is just like, because you are Hollywood royalty, but basically there's so much more. It means so much more than that when you carry all these things and you have all these insights and you have all this experience and you're able to speak to it in such a way and share it in such a way.
Why weren't you guys there when I went through a breakup?
We'll be there.
Can you
We'll be there
imagine
next time.
during breakups? It's like your champions show up in the room and be like, she's Hollywood royalty and she
You can't break up with her. But Reese was
especially
saying,
when you're like 16.
Reese was saying that when you guys met, it was on your death scene in Wild. Spoiler.
Yes.
Sorry, y'all. Spoiled Wild. But you guys had just gone through divorces.
Yeah.
And that sort of like rocketed you guys to like.
And immediately, literally within 2 minutes of meeting on set,
Wow.
shared everything with each other.
So you guys are
'Cause
real
we knew
life
we were
besties.
safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah. That's so
She's
cool.
the best.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
I mean, tiniest person, biggest impact. Let's be clear. I'm already planning the award show.
way. In a real way.
In a real way.
Shall we move to I Don't Think So, Honey?
We shall.
It is
Oh my
the time.
God, already?
It's time.
I know, isn't that crazy?
I said, are people nervous when they, I mean, again, thank God that my publicist, my daughter, even told me, hey, Mom, they're going to ask this question. You got to at least, and I was like, I don't like to prepare for things, Jai. She's like, Mom, you have to at least know the theme or the thing that bothers you. And then, but
you ride it out. You'll see soon.
You gotta just go with
yeah.
the feeling, right?
All we ever know is the
are
topic.
there people who actually write a minute
Yes.
of a rant?
I'll say something. They tend to feel less impactful when they are being read because you can tell the spirit is not moving. The spirit has already moved. And so therefore it's on the written page. But when the spirit moves in real
Moves you.
time,
Yeah. No, it's church. You guys
those
have
people out
created
there in the
church here.
dark, they can feel it.
You really have. This is church. This
In
is
many
their
ways,
church.
this is now a religious podcast.
It is. It is.
Please
It-
listen to us for nothing. And I beg you to listen to us for nothing. But
Cosign.
So basically, this is I Don't Think So, Honey. This is a 60-second segment where we take turns sort of bellowing.
We're bellowers.
It's a cultural bellow. And I have something. This is going to come out of left field.
Okay.
But I think we're all experiencing it and it needs to be spoken out loud.
Okay.
Okay.
Matt with a collectivist perspective.
Drink myself.
This is his I Don't Think So, Honey. His time starts now.
I don't think so, honey. Doors that are both push and pull.
Oh my God.
This is a danger to society.
You're getting smacked.
When you are getting smacked. God forbid someone pushes and pulls at the same time. Then we're just slapping on glass. Your wrists are compromised. There has to be decisions. Also, I'm sorry. If you are walking into a store, the door should go into the store. Pulling the door out, I'm just giving an idea about what direction to go.
30
it
seconds.
has to go a direction.
Yes.
That direction has to be clearly labeled. My opinion is if we're going in, the door should go in. People expect something when they are in a space to have something enter that space.
Yes.
When you are on the street, you do not think, hey, you know what could fly out in front of me
15
right
seconds.
now? A goddamn door. I hate this. We already, and I'm sorry to make people nervous on the streets, we already have the fact that in the summer, air conditioning
5
units
seconds.
could plummet.
Oh,
And I don't need to be
Matthew.
thinking about birds pooping on us, air conditioning's plummeting, and, also doors flying out into the streets. It's push or pull. It is not push and pull. That's not physics.
And that's 1 minute.
Public safety announcement.
Yes.
That's like, let's change up what a PSA stands for.
Public safety announcement.
You have just saved lives with that.
I'm just saying we really should just decide. And I think in all
Brilliant.
ways, you know what great leadership is? You know what great direction is? Making decisions. It is not always about making the right decision. It is about making a decision.
Yes.
And then you
Yes.
deal with those consequences and
Yes.
the fallout from that decision. But we have to make decisions. Making a door push and pull. Sure, it's a choice. It's not a decision. It's not definitive. It is putting too much in the eyes and the hands and the wrists of the public, and we can't be trusted. We need guidance. We need leadership on this.
Amen.
Amen.
Masterpiece.
Thank you.
Thoughts on revolving doors? Let's go around.
Thoughts on revolving doors? I'm actually I don't like revolving doors.
I
Okay.
don't take them.
I
You
say
don't
the
take 'em?
side door. I push in.
I say do 2 doors.
And then it doesn't let me usually.
Do I say
but the revolving?
Yeah.
I worry I'm not going to be fast
Yeah, yeah,
enough.
yeah. Why
A
do we
coat's
do
gonna get-
revolving
A coat's
doors?
gonna get
Caught.
snagged.
to say nothing of claustrophobia. One of the most famous phobias, and yet.
And yet,
Can I ask
Was
why do we do
claustra a
revolving
person?
doors? Claustra.
claustra.
She is now.
Oh.
I'm naming my daughter that.
Yeah.
This is my daughter, claustrophobia
I'm changing my
Rogers.
daughter's name right now.
Yeah. Listen, are you comfortable with your new name, Claustra?
Claustra.
But do you know? I don't know why I'm turning to you to answer this question. Why do we have revolving doors?
I think it's to regulate the influx and a sort
he
of
would know.
but I'm just making this up, or sort of the what's the word? It starts with an E.
Burn.
Burn. What's the word? Burn.
Anyway,
I'm not sure why.
I think you might be in the ballpark.
Something.
To regulate.
Egress is what I meant.
Egress and regulation.
Whoa.
Oh,
Right.
he's got all the words.
No.
You believe English is his third
dinosaurs?
language? Did you know that? When you listen to the speech at the Governor's Awards, he was speaking in his third language.
Everybody calm down.
I refuse to calm down. You need to calm down. Before we go into Bowen's I Don't Think So, Honey, what was the experience of starring in Bejeweled, the music video with Taylor Swift?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Thought you wouldn't ask.
I actually it was in like the secretaries went through the file cabinets of my mind and found that file at the
Make sure we
last
ask.
second and they said
Amazing.
Matt and I just needed to know if
You
it was,
heard egress and it just like broke open
because
your
I
brain.
thought that's a very Swiftian word.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Sure.
she's used egress
she
yet.
probably has.
Yeah,
it has
probably.
to be in a song.
It's probably on folklore.
It has to
It
be.
If
has
she's
to be on
used the word
folklore.
My favorite
egress,
record.
it's so good.
So good.
It is my favorite record of hers.
It's absolutely brilliant. And the thing that I always say about folklore is it's there for you when you need it.
It is in every circumstance.
Truly.
Truly.
It's the full.
And it was amazing. But how about that the world worships her and I had to just hate on her. I like there was even a kick. There were certain things I'm sure that weren't used because we were
We
playing.
knew it was
Right.
in good faith.
And she's an amazing director, by the way. An amazing
because
director.
she makes decisions.
Makes decisions. Would have fixed that for us, indoor, outdoor.
Absolutely.
She'd
by
be
the
like,
way-
"Oh no, I
By
know."
the way, she could say it today and it would change forever.
yeah.
it would. It would be like when she like spoke up for like
For Spotify.
for Spotify.
Yeah.
or against whatever it was.
Yeah.
She did the right thing.
She did the right thing. She went in when you're supposed to go in.
you're
She
supposed to go in.
knows you push in a door.
Yes.
I know that about Taylor. But yeah, no, I also like you were the star of a lot of B-roll during the Eras tour, the influx of people coming in.
That was an amazing experience. We actually went to the first show.
Oh, you did?
We were in Phoenix. It was incredible. And it was wild.
Yeah.
First
It
audience
wasn't
for
a
that.
thing
Wow, yeah,
yet.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it
Oh
was
wow!
just-
Yes, you watched the Eras tour begin. Yes.
Begin. And like breaking it down after and hearing the ins and outs of notes and just like, and her genius brain and
Which you can now see in the documentary.
Oh my
is
God.
So cool.
Oh my God.
It was a good watch.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna load that up on the plane. I think.
Oh, you gotta. We're going to Japan, and so we have approximately thousands of hours
Thousands of hours.
to
Yeah.
do things.
1300.
1300.
Yeah.
1300.
Yeah.
But for now we're focusing on 1 minute, specifically Bowen Yang's 1 minute, because this is Bowen Yang's I Don't Think So, Honey. Now, do you have a topic ready in mind?
I do. It'll get there, but just everybody walk with me on this.
Let's
Okay.
all walk with Bowen.
Okay.
This is Bowen Yang's I Don't Think So, Honey. His time starts now.
I don't think so, honey. What happened to underwater basket weaving? It's like a punchline of like, it's a college class that no one in their right mind would take. Make it a real thing. I know it's a real thing. You use kelp to make a little wicker, a little lattice. I know it's a real thing, but let's actually popularize it instead of making it a punchline. Like when the first time I heard the words underwater basket weaving, I was like 14 years old, just talking to college counselors, but I was like, but
30
wait,
seconds.
do you guys offer that? Because I would gladly take. I regret being an NYU alum that they did not offer that.
Jaya, listen.
Even though we had a great swimming team.
I think we had a swimming.
We had the facilities to have an
There was a
underwater basket
pool.
weaving course, and it was never
15 seconds.
offered to us in earnest. I think let's just really bring the whimsy back to our campuses across this country.
5
Let's
seconds.
just make it fun. College just sounds so stressful now. Look, they're not even writing papers anymore. Let them do it. Let them weave.
And that's 1 minute.
Let them weave.
Let them weave.
Sometimes the dichotomy between us just shakes me because I just said doors should push in, and Bowen used the word lattice in reference to underwater basket
It's a
weaving,
two-syllable word.
which I didn't
Lattice
know.
work with kelp.
Let's
By
work
the
with
way.
kelp.
By the way, but first of all, you're so right. It's too stressful.
Yes.
So right.
And I say swim teams across the country should be required to have underwater basket weaving for like their break time.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's too stressful.
It's too
It is too
stressful. It is a
stressful.
meditative experience. Thank you for agreeing with us
Yeah.
emphatically on this.
I'm in. I'm signing Jai up.
Oh,
You hear
NYU
that?
Hear
doesn't
that?
even know they offer that, but they do now.
They do
Now
now.
she's being your publicist. Okay, she's making your decisions.
your dean.
Mom, you called the school and told them they had to offer.
now I'm the captain of the basket weaving club for underwater.
They were like, your mother said we had to have it, so you
to
got to
do
run
it.
it.
Not bad.
Honestly, I think we both made salient points, and now we turn to our guest,
Oh,
who's going to
okay.
tear this up.
Oh my God, guys!
Are you?
You're going to do great.
You're going to do amazing. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, this
And
is.
you'll say 30 seconds.
we
and
were
all
gonna
that.
we're gonna
Okay.
guide you.
Okay.
This is Laura Dern's. I don't think so, honey. And her time starts now.
I don't think so, honey. Shared public spaces are not just for you. A crosswalk means we're waiting.
Yes.
We're being generous.
Yes.
Our cars are stopped.
Yeah.
Take your time,
Yeah.
but get across the street.
Of
Yeah.
course.
You know what I'm saying? You've already got your Starbucks. This isn't your Abbey Road, Jessica.
Green beans
Get
go.
across the
Green beans
street.
go.
Move,
Yeah.
move. People who are like, walking and they go,
30 seconds.
thank you, and they kind of move quickly. And then there are people who are like, they drop something.
Yeah.
They go sort of back a little,
Oh,
and then
no.
This is disgusting. Can't stand
Disgusting.
it. How about, by the way, in the airport
15 seconds.
happened
Here we
Oh,
go.
yeah.
clipping nails.
No.
As the nail is like flying into your face. Someone clipping their toenails.
This is David Lynch.
In the
5
airport.
seconds.
This is Lynchian.
How about inside a movie theater watching Wolves of Wall Street? Margot Robbie comes on the screen. The guy goes, she looks just like Sarah. My best friend Sarah? Margot Robbie looks like Sarah? You know what? Fuck you. I'm like, guys, we're in a movie theater.
And that's 1 minute. We don't want to hear about Sarah. We want to watch Margot Robbie act. This is the beginning of her career.
Exactly.
We're watching the birth of a movie star.
Public goods are meant to be shared in. Yes.
Exactly.
Green
I mean,
means go.
Green means go.
green
As
means
Taylor
go.
Swift once said, welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you, but I'm not waiting for you to cross the street.
It's waiting for you to move at our pace.
yeah.
This isn't your Abbey Road, Jessica.
We're not in Kansas anymore. Call back. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, this is.
wow.
It was famously once said, we're not in Kansas anymore, so you actually do have to lift those knees.
You gotta
And
lift.
yeah, so for me, it's kind of like when people are loud on the phone in a space where there's like 4 other people.
Oh my God, I was gonna talk about that.
And
In a
see-
restaurant, like a romantic night, and
Yeah.
someone's right next to you, and they're mad
Right.
on the phone, being fired. I get it.
Being fired.
Being fired. Well,
but like,
yeah.
it's their
Step out to be fired.
anniversary. Step out to be fired.
It's actually roller culture number 100. Step out to be fired.
Get some fresh air.
But guess what? If you're gonna have to do that, the door should go out.
Yep.
You don't
Please.
want to be fired, have to leave, so upset, and then the door keeps.
There's the
coming
door.
in.
There's the door.
You're like, I'm trying to get out to be fired, guys, and I can't get out.
Listen.
Public. That's a courtesy for the
It's
rest
a
of.
courtesy, and you're crying, and you're like, have lost your gig.
I want to say
Guys.
also the fact that we got a little dose of your characteristic anger right there.
The rage came.
That
was
was
beautiful.
a treat and a half. Can I just tell you, you nailed it. You
I
came in
did.
here
Did
being
I
like,
do okay?
do people get nervous? Do people get nervous? The elbow started going. I was like, you're gonna kill this, and you did.
But because it genuinely pisses me off.
Well,
Yes.
and there you go. And
Toenail
now,
That's the whole
flying.
point.
and
That's the
now,
whole
and
point.
Be in
now
our
you're on
truth.
the other side of it.
You found the truth.
Be in our truth.
Be in your truth.
You guys gift me that.
You gifted us with so much. And including your time today. And this has been the coolest. Getting to know you is awesome. And I remember I showed up on Palm Royale and yes, was in all the makeup and everything. And then you came and you weren't acting that day. You were just there as a producer and you came and you were, I could hear you giving like feedback off camera. And I just thought it was so cool. You're so multifaceted. You're so good at so many different things that you do that people don't even think about that you're doing.
Aww.
Because your reputation precedes, and it is dead ass.
Thank you. Guess what? You know what I'm going to do next time I'm here?
What?
I'm going to bring you a woven basket.
That you made underwater?
Oh, you know it.
A lattice kelp? A kelp lattice?
Yes. It's going to be beautiful. I mean, Jaya will have made it in her class,
of course.
but I'll take credit.
You'll take credit for it.
Of course. That's what mothers do. Good mothers.
This is Hollywood.
This is Hollywood after all.
After all.
Look what I made for you.
We'll see you at the Culture Awards.
With the woven basket.
Guys.
Yeah.
You're going to have another huge trophy to put in your mudroom. That's the truth. That is the truth.
And this one will be too heavy to break.
Was your museum award glass? I think
it was gold.
It was gold.
So you know what they would give the people the years before us? A tiny silver Oscar statue. And then what they gave to us in our class, I'm not noting it, I'm just pointing this out, like a solid gold like ice cream cone. Which is sitting beautifully on my bookshelf. But I did look at the chrome Oscar, this chrome silver Oscar that Paul Mescal has, and I'm like, that's cool. But
that's cool.
But the gold is better.
Well, the gold is better because that's a real Oscar. We refer to his as a vibes Oscar.
It's a vibes Oscar.
Yeah.
And we love your vibes so far in your career. We're gonna give you this thing. It's not an Oscar, but we are the Academy.
Should the Oscars change it to the Olympic formula where you get a bronze, a silver, and a gold?
Honestly, though,
not bad.
I don't think it's because then it's like
everyone's a winner, but you got the bronze.
I do think about that. So we were at the Oscars last year, and Best Actress happened, and Mikey Madison.
I thought you were going to say, and we won Best Actress.
And we won Best Actress.
I was so excited.
No one even said anything.
I know. I'm like, I don't remember that, and that's the greatest moment in cultural history. Which, by the way, we're not stopping till the two of you win Best Actress for the same performance.
Let's go. That's what we know. We've really come a long way.
You guys are going to do this.
We're going to do it. But I remember we were there.
I'm going to produce it. I'm coming up with it.
And Mikey Madison won, and we were all like, "Oh my God, she won!" But that means Demi lost. Oh no! I was like, when you're in the room and you're kind of like feeling that happen, you're like, oh, everyone should win. Why are we doing this?
I know. And what face should I make? Because I am in grief and joy, and
you've had to do faces for all different variations of it.
I've loved seeing people who like go with the joke.
Yeah. That are like
David Lynch did that. At 1 year when it happened.
Iconic things you did.
I thought was so good.
Thank you so much again.
Thanks, you guys. Oh my God, I've had the time of my life.
We've had a blast and a half. This spanned all conversational tones in the best way. Thank you.
Thank you,
We end every episode with a song.
With these tones. Best believe I'm still bejeweled when I walk in the room. I can still make the whole place shimmer. And to see our guest shimmer, see one of her thousands of films out right now, including Is This Thing On?
And watch her kick Taylor Swift in the Bejeweled video outtakes.
Yeah. Stream Palm Royale!
Las Culturistas is a production by Will Ferrell's Big Money Players and iHeartRadio podcasts.
Created and hosted by Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang. Executive produced by Anna Hosnier and produced by Becca Ramos.
Edited and mixed by Doug Bain.
And our music is by Henry Kapersky.